Yeah, it's been quite interesting. It's been interesting watching the posts come up of all the games that people were making. Um, it leads me to think that I really didn't do much actually, although there was a heck of a lot of programming involved in what little I have done. But yeah, it's going to be great playing all these other games when the whole thing's finished and everyone puts their games up. There's a lot of good stuff there. A lot of the arty stuff is actually teams. If you see, there's two counters here. There's the jam and there's the compo. The compo is a single person only that makes the whole thing all by themselves, and the jam is a group of people. So yeah, of course you'll get to see some real polished stuff out of the jam stuff, and it's 3 days long, so they get an extra day out of it. Yeah. First of all, I wanted to clear up this whole potato issue. I was talking about what the axes are in between Blender and Unity, and I nearly got it right on that first one. And the second one, when I mapped the UVs, I've got it totally wrong. So I'm just going to go back to Blender now and try and reset the potato before I start working on that. So here we have the UV mapped potato. Let's just go to object mode. So yeah, there's the potato. So, I mean, I think I nearly got it right. If we look at that image there, and I bring up Unity, pretty much it's like the X is facing the wrong way, but the X is the X, and I did assume right that the Z and the Y are the wrong way around, but the Z actually points the other way, so it's like all the axes are backwards, and the X and Z are swapped around. But yeah, the Y going up, which is Z here, is the only one that's the right axis. So I'm going to try and rotate this thing around now and see if I can get it oriented the way I want it in Unity. So let's go back into edit mode. Solid. I'll select them all. And then go to a side view. So I'm already, as soon as I move it, I'm already lost. Let's go back to the texture again. So if it's that way around, I want this kind of orientation. Okay, so I want ZY that way. Okay, it's not going to give it to me. Alright, well, let's edit away. So let's select them all, and I'm going to rotate on the X. And about there. Okay. And then I want to give it a 180 flip as well. So I'm going to rotate it on the Z. Give that a 180. Now, hopefully, that in Unity will be what I say. It's that way around, right? So yeah, in Unity, this will be the forward. Okay, so X will be coming along here in the positive. Z will be coming along here in the positive. So let's see if I've got that right. So the big spots will be at the back. So let's just save that. Go back to Unity. Let that compile. Okay, looks like I've finally got these axes sorted out. So there you go. It's because I hate giving misinformation, so I wanted to fix that up. So that's the correct orientation. The Z and the Y are the wrong way, and the X and the Y are pointing the wrong way. Okay, so well, that's the potato fixed. So what else have I done? I think that I'm pretty much there, except for audio. Okay, let's maximize this, and here's going to be a little bit of playtest tease, I think. Yeah, stay on the grid to survive. I did a quick skybox in Skyscape, Spacescape. I've increased the damage on the grid. hopefully the movement's fixed up a little bit better. The only thing is, yeah, when you're out on your own, because they do shoot from far off, like they can be off the screen and still shooting at you, so you've got to be aware of the bullets coming in. I don't know if I can do something with the sound and like a Doppler effect there. Have a 3D sound that's on the bullet, and then have the audio listener on the player object, and then see if I can hear the bullets coming, and then even hopefully from which direction they're coming from. Okay, I've played this a few times. I think the half the problem is I've only put 5 levels on it in the end, because I personally haven't made it past level 2 and I wrote the thing. So I suppose, yeah, making a game and having the skill to play a game are 2 different things. And I did widen the grid wide up, and then I felt like there was no point in getting rid of the grid, because by the time you left and came back again, the grid had already built itself, so there was no point even destroying the grid. So I've shrunk that back down again. I've made it a bit more lenient on the bits that are being repaired, only if they are bright red now. If they're very much bright red, then you won't be able to walk on them. But as soon as they start fading out and getting thicker, you can walk on it again. Okay, so I've made it to wave 2, just like I said, with 1 life left. Let's see if I can make it to wave 3 right here, right now. Spoke too soon. There you are. See, look, I've got the high score system in. So ever since the player prefs has been put in, that is my highest score, and I got pretty close there. That's not too bad. And so now I can click through without having to stop and that. So it's very simple, and I'm worried, like especially compared to what other people have done, that it's a bit too basic, but it is a playable game. I mean, it's here in all its glory. I mean, the other things I could do is with the spawning, maybe amp it up. My computer's lagging terribly. You see, I've got so many windows and things open. And the computer has been on since yesterday. I haven't turned it off yet. So I should give it a reboot before I do my next video. And there we go. But I tweaked the controls a little bit. Added all this menu stuff. So this is pretty much it. I think the only thing I'm up to now is audio. I want to put some sound in. I want to put some audio in. And yeah, that's about it. The only other thing that I do want to look at, let's finish this game off. Yeah, let's have well, I'm not even going to get to it in time. Yeah, see, it's a bit more lenient now. You can walk across them, except when they're bright red. Let's finish my life on this one. Yeah. And that's what it's all about. The only other thought I had, yeah, of course, putting the audio in. I've got to put the Easter egg in. And I did have a thought for power-ups, so that's still sitting in the back of my mind depending on time. But what I also want to do is see if I can... It was originally going to be spaceships, and I thought, okay, spaceships pointing in a direction, just not going to seem right running on rails. What about UFOs? So I was thinking if I made all the enemies kind of like this kind of UFO kind of thing, and even one of these disc-shaped, ring-shaped type things. And yeah, I don't know if that's going to be the enemy or the player. I'm kind of like tossing up between these two. Which one am I going to shape the player to look like? I like the detail on that for the player, but it is minimalist, so I like the simplicity of that kind of source of thing. Typical, like George Jetson kind of style. And yeah, also the rockets, the missiles. Instead of just being yellow spheres, I wanted to give them some dimensions too, so they do stand out when they're coming towards you. That was the other thing I was saying with the sound. So since I've got Blender open, I've got a few hours left, and I'm going to start seeing if I can do some more modeling and just do some simplistic UFO shapes and some kind of missile rocket shape, just so that I get away from the primitives but still keep it simplistic and minimalist in style. Okay, is that all I was going to cover in this video? Yeah, you've seen the playtest, you've seen the menus, and yeah, that is the story so far.